Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to a brand new Monday series. This is your Monday message, and this topic only really landed for me, or this title only really landed for me this morning, and I absolutely love it. It's really bringing everything together, and I'm so excited to be sharing these Monday messages for you from now on. Going forward, it will be around about this time, with the exception of next week, because it's my son's birthday next Monday, so it was likely to be on Tuesday next week, but I will give you full upfront knowledge and transparency of what's going to be happening. But for those of you who are very much new to my live sessions and new to my feeds, hello, I'm Ali Mortimer. I am a mentor and a coach, and I really specialize and love to talk very much about the human strategies, the practical strategies that can really help your lifestyle and your mindset. And I also couple that with very deep emotional and spiritual awareness and connection. I love both sides. I'm very right and left brained. I'm very practical, and I'm also incredibly spiritual, and I love to bring that into everything that I share and everything that I teach. And this has been a real journey of my own personal growth and personal development ever since being handed the book The Secret back in 2013. I can't believe it's been a decade of my own personal journey through this real curiosity of understanding more to the spiritual, the emotional, and also the health and practical strategies that you can use every single day to improve your life. And all I can say is that ever since I picked up that first book and got very curious about this whole world of personal development, my life has only got better and better. And that's what I really stand for. That's been my mantra, is to allow life to get better and better, and to really enable it to get better and better by helping myself. I'm not relying on anybody else. It's all about me. And every time that I have shifted, every time I've shifted in my own personal growth, every time I've made a transformation in my own career, in my work life, every time I have transitioned through my health, from whether I've been in the darkness with my mental health and depression back out into this very healthy way, every time I've realigned, rebirthed, retransitioned, everything I've done has been because I've been doing this work on myself, this personal growth, this deeper connection with myself through those real human strategies, practical strategies, and that deeper emotional and spiritual awareness. So that's, if you're new to my world, that is what I'm all about. That is what you're going to find here. It's both sides of the infinity wheel, of the figure of eight. I like to bring both sides together. And this is, as I said, this is a new series, and I love it because it can encompass everything to do with the personal growth journey that I'm on. And I want to share that more so that you can actually follow in my footsteps, walk alongside me, and really understand and take yourself on your own personal growth journey. Because I know that when you focus on improving yourself for yourself, everything else in your world is going to improve as well, as a byproduct, as a ripple effect. Your health will improve, both physically, mentally, emotionally. Your career, whether that be if you're in business on your own, or whether you're in business with someone else or for someone else, that will also improve. Your love life, your relationships, your health, your finances, your bank balance, all of these things will improve because they will grow as you grow. I believe, and I am the evidence, that that has actually been the case, and it has been absolutely been the case for me in the last 10 years. The more I focused on my own personal journey, my own personal improvement, everything else has got better and better and better and better. And today it is really no different. Now, let's get down into today's topic. I am literally an open channel. In my human design, I have an open crown center, which means that I can take inspiration from absolutely everywhere, and then I have a defined mind. So I'm going to bring it into my mind, and I start to form my own opinions and create my own thoughts and beliefs around what it is that I'm feeling inspired to talk about. And this is where I want to bring it through, because I've also got a mind that's connected to my throat, and I love to talk about it and love to speak about it, and hope those messages land for you. So really using my human design to share with you what I'm being inspired by, what I'm thinking about it, and then offering up for you to do exactly the same. And today I want to share a message that landed with me over the weekend and that I've been thinking about. And really interestingly, it takes me back to my very original starting point in my own personal coaching journey, when I left my corporate job very good corporate job, very good corporate role, something that I love, but this just wasn't landing with my family. That was causing real friction and tension in my health, in my marriage, and in my family life. And I went to work with a coach to help me work through this whole transition from being a professional working mum to a new identity. And I didn't know what that identity was going to be. And one of the things that I suppose her legacy to me was this book. It's called the Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo, and I love it. And you can see it's all completely, I've got loads of bent over pages where I've been inspired over the years to dive into. And I wanted to share, it just fell open on this page when I was looking at it the weekend, because it's all by date. And this was August the 11th. And there was a passage in here I want to read for you because it also reminded me of a session that I had with her. But I'm going to read this little passage for you to see what comes up. While running in August, I came upon a slim fountain gushing from an unseeable centre, as high as it could, reaching without arms until it ran out of reach. And at its closest to the sky, it began to fall back on itself. Always what was rising up, replacing what was falling away. Sweating and heaving, I realised that this is what it means to be free. And those words out of the whole passage really landed in and resonated with me. And it took me back to one of my very, very first sessions with Karen, my coach at the time. And she took me to the park in Leeds, in Roundhay Park. And there was exactly this fountain, this spurt of water that just like shot up to the sky as high as it could possibly go before it let go and fell. And we looked at that fountain and we had this conversation about who I had been and what I was letting go in order to become this next version of myself, to step into this new chapter, and how and what did I want that chapter to be and to look like. But first of all, I had to allow this feeling of freedom. I had to be like the water. I had to let go, and I had to allow myself to trust that that water that I was letting go, that me, the parts of me that I was letting go, would fall away and I would feel free and I would still have a safe landing. It would all be okay. I also remember the feeling about this flow of water, in the recognition that water always finds a way, doesn't it? It really does. If you ever go down to the beach, if you ever watch a stream, if there are rocks in the way, or if it gets clogged up with a barrier, water still keeps flowing through. It will find a way in the smallest of cracks, whether it goes over, under, around, through. Water will find a way. And it's about this flowing and trusting that if you can embrace this flow of life, if you can allow yourself to be free like water and flow, you will find a way and you will be okay. And I love this message. And I was receiving this message not only from the passage that I read in the books, but also from one of my favorite things to do, which is also to work with crystals. So I pulled a card this weekend, from my card deck of crystal cards, and I asked, as I do every week, which crystal should I work with this week? And it was the aquamarine. And the aquamarine crystal is all about letting life flow. And I love that. So I'm working with the aquamarine crystal. I've just put on the ring that my husband gave me when my son Tom was born as a reminder that every time I look at it to go with the flow. I'm wearing aquamarine. I will do everything aquamarine just to allow myself to live in this flow, to live with flow, to let go and really, really trust in my own personal mission, which is to live and love life, and to live it, and to live and love everything that I have in my life and everything that I do and everyone that I'm with, and to trust that the messages that I'm receiving from the universe through the books, through the cards, are exactly my path and what I should be doing right now, which is to go with the flow, to just let everything go and to trust in myself to find the path, just like water does. It will find my path. So this is what I am working on currently, finding my path of least resistance. So if this is something that you wish to work on, and if you wish to be free, then get out your journal. I have a few journaling prompts for you to take away and go and work on for yourself this week, whenever you feel aligned and called to do so. So the things that I've been journaling on, and for me, if we bring this right back to this whole personal growth and personal growth journey that I have been on, and if you are on the same, personal growth to me is really what it says. It's like getting to know you as a person. How can you get to know the authentic version of you? What's really going on in your mind and in your heart and on your soul? And journaling has been a really powerful way for me to do that. So getting to know yourself in the context of what we've just been talking about the water shooting up and letting go, in going with the flow, working with your aquamarine, finding the paths of least resistance. Get your journal out and start to find what is making you resist this letting go. So the first things that I've been asking myself is, what is holding me back? What is holding me back from me allowing myself to be free? What am I frightened of in being free? What am I frightened of in letting go? All of these open questions you can come back to, but just free write, just free journal, just take yourself on this journey of curiosity, of finding out what you're really thinking. What are you really believing about this? What are you holding on to so tightly that's not allowing you to be free? There's a great passage called The Trapeze, and it's, you cannot hold on to the next trapeze. If you're thinking about the trapeze artist, you cannot move forwards until you fully let go of the previous trapeze. You cannot catch that next handle or that next hand to move unless you fully let go of where you've been before. You allow the momentum to move you and then you let go. And yes, it is terrifying, but it's also incredibly freeing. So what are you holding on to? What are you gripping onto so tightly that you are not able to make your next shift, your next move, your next expansion, your next steps? Are you holding on to an identity? That was huge for me, holding on to my professional identity. By holding on to my professional corporate identity, I wasn't able to find out who I was as just my own professional self, my own self as a mum, as an entrepreneur. And even if I wanted to go back into corporate, what was that professional identity that I wanted to go back as? I had to let go in order to find out. What are the thoughts? What are the beliefs that you are holding on to, that you cannot let go of, that you're gripping on so tightly, that could be destroying your peace, destroying your ability to move, destroying your courage and your confidence? I remember working with one of my energy healers when I was working on my body dysmorphia and my feelings of really, really low self-esteem. And she said, who would you be without that thought? And that's probably one of the biggest questions I've ever been asked that gave me some of the biggest shifts. Who would I be without that thought? If I didn't think that I was so fat and so ugly, that's what I was working on at the time, who would I be? For 40 years, that's how I thought and saw myself. Who would I be if I could let go of that thought? Can you question every single thought and every single belief and see what it might look like or feel like on the other side if you could let that go? Are you holding on to a person, a situation, a relationship that's no longer serving you? Can you find it in your heart to forgive? I talked about forgiveness in last week's Life Lab. If you didn't get the opportunity to watch that for free, you can still purchase it through my website. But I take you through the whole process of forgiveness. How can you forgive in order for you to take that next step and let go and move on? Who would you be? How would you feel if you could let go? You would be free. Free to find out who you truly were with a different thought and what that difference could be in your life. Now, I know letting go can be scary. You can find yourself in this void of nothingness, and we don't like that. We really, really don't. But can you allow yourself to trust and know that you will be okay, and you will know what to do when you are given the next paths, when you find the next thoughts? When you follow that curiosity, can you trust yourself that you will know you will be able to lead yourself through this? Can you trust that you are going to land? Like the water jumping out of the spurt, it's going to fall gracefully and land. And it's all okay. And it's going to land in the right place. Or perhaps somebody's going to come in and catch you. Can you trust in that? Can you trust that you are going to be okay? Can you trust that you're going to be caught? Can you trust that you're going to land in exactly the right place? This is the work that we do. And it's time for you to get to work. Work on yourself, and everything else gets better and better as you do. I hope you've enjoyed this very first in the series of the Monday messages. This is what I'm working on, and I'm sharing it with you so that you can do the same. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday. Have a wonderful week. And I'll see you soon. Bye.